Many people over 60 begin noticing small changes that seem to appear quietly over time. A name takes a little longer to remember. You walk into a room and suddenly forget why you went there. A familiar word disappears in the middle of a sentence, and after a while, many people start assuming this is simply part of getting older. But what if part of the problem is not age itself? What if the brain is not getting the support it needs during the most important repair window of the entire day? The hours right before sleep? Because every night while you are asleep, your brain is doing something extraordinary. It is sorting through experiences, strengthening important connections, organizing memories, and clearing out unnecessary waste from the day. In many ways, the nighttime hours act like a reset period for the mind, and yet, this is exactly when many people accidentally deprive the brain of the nutrients it relies on most. Some people go to bed hungry. Others eat heavy processed snacks loaded with sugar, and many never realize that a few simple foods in the evening may help support memory, focus, sleep quality, and mental sharpness as the years go by. In today's video, we are going to talk about 7 foods that many older adults choose to include in their nighttime routine because of the way they support the brain during sleep. Some may surprise you. One in particular has been widely discussed for its connection to memory and cognitive function in aging adults. And stay with me until the end, because I will also share a simple evening routine that combines these foods in a gentle and realistic way without turning your life upside down. Before we begin, I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me your age and where you are watching from. And let me know what matters most to you right now: memory, energy, sleep, focus, or mobility. I always enjoy reading your experiences, and many people find comfort realizing they are not alone. Now let us begin with something very important. The brain changes with age, but that does not automatically mean decline is unavoidable. Researchers have spent years studying how nutrition, sleep, stress, and daily habits influence cognitive function later in life. What they continue finding is encouraging. The brain remains adaptable much longer than many people once believed. One of the biggest nighttime problems for older adults is that the brain often struggles to fully enter the deep restorative phases of sleep where memory organization happens most efficiently. And without the right nutrients available during this process, the brain may not function as smoothly the next day. That is why what you eat before bed may matter more than most people realize. Let us start with number 7, pumpkin seeds. These tiny seeds are often overlooked, but they contain several minerals that play important roles in nerve signaling and brain function. One of the most discussed is magnesium. Magnesium helps support relaxation in the nervous system and is involved in hundreds of processes throughout the body, including those connected to sleep and memory function. Some researchers believe low magnesium intake may contribute to mental fatigue, poor sleep quality, and difficulty concentrating. Many adults over 60 simply do not get enough of it consistently. A small handful of pumpkin seeds in the evening can be an easy addition to a nighttime routine. They also contain zinc and iron, nutrients involved in healthy brain and immune function. But there is something else many people never think about. The act of slowly chewing food before bed may help signal the body that it is time to slow down. Fast eating keeps the nervous system stimulated. Slow chewing encourages a calmer state before sleep. If you decide to try pumpkin seeds, many people prefer them raw or lightly roasted without heavy salt or sugary coatings. Number 6 is walnuts. There is a reason walnuts are so often mentioned in conversations about brain health. They contain healthy fats, including plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, which are important for the structure and function of brain cells. The brain itself is made largely of fat, and maintaining healthy cell membranes becomes increasingly important with age. Researchers have observed that adults who regularly include nuts like walnuts in their diet often perform better on certain cognitive assessments compared to those who rarely consume them. Walnuts also contain antioxidants and plant compounds that help support the body against oxidative stress. Over time, oxidative stress may influence how efficiently cells communicate with one another. Many people like to eat 4 or 5 walnuts in the evening as a simple snack before bed. And here is one small detail worth remembering. Do not rush through them. The slower pace of eating can become part of the relaxation process itself. Sometimes it is not only about the food, it is also about giving the body a clear signal that the day is winding down. Number 5 is tart cherries. Not regular sweet cherries, often used in desserts, but tart cherries specifically. These cherries naturally contain melatonin, a compound connected to the sleep-wake cycle, and sleep quality matters tremendously for memory. During deep sleep, the brain organizes and strengthens important information from the day. When sleep becomes fragmented or too light, many people begin noticing more forgetfulness, slower recall, and difficulty concentrating. Researchers studying tart cherry consumption have observed improvements in sleep duration and sleep quality in some older adults. Better sleep may then support better mental clarity during the day. Some people prefer a small glass of tart cherry juice in the evening. Others enjoy dried tart cherries about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. One thing to pay attention to is added sugar. Many products marketed as cherry drinks contain large amounts of sweeteners that may interfere with restful sleep. If possible, look for pure tart cherry juice without unnecessary added ingredients. And speaking of sugar, have you ever noticed feeling more tired or mentally foggy after a very sugary meal? Many people do. Let me know in the comments if that is something you have experienced yourself. Now, let us move to number 4. Almonds. Almonds are especially known for vitamin E, an antioxidant nutrient that helps protect cells from oxidative stress. As the brain ages, protecting cells becomes increasingly important. Researchers have long studied vitamin E because of its connection to cognitive function and healthy aging. Some studies have found that individuals with higher vitamin E intake often maintain stronger cognitive performance later in life. Almonds also contain magnesium and healthy fats, creating a combination many people enjoy in the evening. One interesting habit some people use is soaking almonds in water for several hours before eating them. This softens the texture and may make them easier to chew and digest, especially for older adults with sensitive digestion. A small portion is enough. There is no need to overdo it. And this is something I want to emphasize throughout this video. More is not always better. Consistency matters far more than extreme habits. Now, number 3 may surprise some people. Dark chocolate. Yes, real dark chocolate with a high cocoa content. Dark chocolate contains natural compounds called flavonoids. Researchers have studied these compounds because they appear connected to circulation and blood flow, including blood flow to the brain. Some studies suggest cocoa flavonoids may help support attention, mental processing, and memory performance in older adults. But quality matters tremendously here. Milk chocolate loaded with sugar is not the same thing. If someone chooses dark chocolate, many people recommend looking for chocolate with at least 70% cocoa. And moderation is important. A small piece in the evening is very different from eating large amounts. There is also something comforting about turning a small piece of dark chocolate into a slow nighttime ritual rather than mindless snacking in front of the television. The brain often responds positively to calm routines repeated consistently over time. Number 2 is kiwi. Kiwi may not be the first fruit people associate with brain health, but it has become increasingly popular in conversations about sleep quality. Kiwi contains nutrients connected to serotonin production, and serotonin plays a role in healthy sleep cycles. Several studies have explored the relationship between eating kiwi before bed and improvements in sleep quality. Better sleep may support better mental clarity, emotional balance, and memory processing. Many older adults struggle not because of memory itself, but because they rarely reach truly restorative sleep. They wake up frequently, they sleep lightly, or they wake feeling unrefreshed. Sometimes improving sleep quality can make a surprisingly noticeable difference in daily focus and recall. Many people who include kiwi in their evening routine eat one or two about an hour before bed. And now we arrive at number 1, garlic. This one tends to divide people immediately. Some people love it. Others hesitate the moment they hear it mentioned before bedtime. But garlic has been studied for centuries because of its active compounds and its relationship to circulation, inflammation, and overall wellness. When raw garlic is chopped or chewed, it forms a compound called allicin. Researchers continue studying allicin because of its potential role in supporting circulation and cellular health. Healthy blood flow matters for every organ in the body, including the brain. Some research involving older adults has explored associations between garlic consumption and cognitive support, though results vary and more studies continue to emerge. If someone chooses to try garlic at night, many people use a very small amount, rather than overdoing it. Some mix chopped raw garlic with olive oil or yogurt to make the flavor gentler. And once again, slow eating matters, not because garlic is magical on its own, but because nighttime routines that encourage calmness, consistency, and mindful eating often support better sleep habits overall. Now let us put everything together into a simple nighttime routine. This does not need to feel complicated. Earlier in the evening, some people enjoy walnuts, almonds, or pumpkin seeds as a light snack. About an hour before bed, kiwi or tart cherries may help support relaxation and sleep quality. Then later, if desired, a small amount of dark chocolate or garlic can become part of the final evening routine. The goal is not perfection. The goal is giving the brain steady support night after night. And it is important to remember something else. No single food instantly transforms memory overnight. Real change usually comes from small, consistent habits, repeated over weeks and months. Sleep quality matters. Hydration matters. Daily movement matters. Social connection matters. Mental stimulation matters. The brain responds best when all these pieces work together. There are also several mistakes many people make at night that may interfere with memory and sleep. Heavy sugary snacks before bed, too much alcohol late at night, eating very large meals immediately before lying down, staying under bright screens for hours without allowing the brain to wind down. Sometimes improving memory is less about adding one miracle solution and more about removing habits that quietly exhaust the nervous system night after night. And perhaps most importantly, do not panic when occasional forgetfulness happens. Everyone forgets things sometimes. Stress, poor sleep, dehydration, and mental overload can all affect recall temporarily. The brain is not fragile, it is adaptable. It responds to how we care for it over time. So instead of fearing every small memory slip, focus on building routines that support your mind gently and consistently. Because many people discover that when sleep improves, nutrition improves, and stress decreases, they begin feeling mentally clearer, calmer, and more confident again. Before we finish, I would love to know which of these foods sounds most interesting to you. Would you try kiwi before bed? Pumpkin seeds? Dark chocolate? Or are you curious enough to try garlic? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Eat, eat, eat. And remember, this video is intended for educational purposes and general wellness support. It is always important to speak with a qualified healthcare professional regarding personal medical concerns or dietary changes, especially if you take medications or have existing health conditions. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more simple wellness discussions focused on healthy aging, better sleep, memory support, and daily habits that may help you feel your best in the years ahead.